Hi everyone, we are speaking about the Brexit. The meaning of Brexit is given to the United Kingdom depart from the European Union. It's a combination of Britain and exit. All began in the 2016, exactly on June 23, when the United Kingdom did a referendum of this membership of the European Union. The option win with the 51% of votes. This was a long negotiation due to both parts want a Brexit friendly, because this move was an important decision for Europe Union, but also it could be a collapse to the United Kingdom if they didn't come to an agreement. For 24th of December 2020, the European Union and the UK reached a deal with the new relationships.
No, I'm going to talk about some history facts as they are. Barbados is a Caribbean island that separated and became a republic that became independent in 1966. But despite the separation, maintained this with the monarchy. Recently, that is last year, Barbados elected the first president to replace Queen Elizabeth II. With this brings a historical fact that its colonial past and finally gives the status of republic to this island. This we can link to Brexit. Um, since the United Kingdom left the European Union after 43 years, that is follow the step of Barbados. Another historical fact is about the Malvinas Island in 1823. The Malvinas Islands were seized by a British corvette who expelled the Argentine authorities. These facts acknowledge the War of the Malvinas, which lasted 74 days between the Argentines and the British, where 1,200 Argentine soldiers were wounded and 649 dead. But this conflict had political consequences, specifically in Argentina.
Okay, so to finish with the historical facts, migration is an important point to take into account to this agreement, that is Brexit, because British always had the possibility to travel in any country that they want. So this marks a big change to their lives and their mind, because all change in migration. For example, before Brexit, all British or European people can travel between any country in these two space of the earth. But right now, after Brexit, they need a permission, special to work, travel, or whatever that they want to do. For example, British need permission to travel, permission to work, and especially if they do some specific medical treatments. In this case, they can travel for a long time. British people can travel to Europe for around 90 days, and Europeans can travel to UK around about 6 months. So this is a big change to today. So another point is the enclosure movement. The enclosure movement was a important movement in the feudal time that forced farmers and to leave their fields, and homeless already existed. So this is discovered to me, because homeless is a big situation in my mind, but I don't know that before exist in British. So this is important because now British try to recover with Brexit the sovereignty. So I think that sovereignty is very important to every country in the world, and I think that is important to mention this historical fact.
Hi everyone, I'm going to share with all of you the different pros and advantages that result in the separation of the United Kingdom from European Union and the reasons that prompt it to make such a decision. Although the exit campaign was successful in the referendum, the negotiation of an agreement with the European Union proved difficult, although both negotiating teams finally agreed on one. Key arguments for United Kingdom should leave the European Union included greater control over foreign affairs, greater national sovereignty, potential of tasting new trade deals with countries like United States. Next, I will touch on some points that were key to making the decision by United Kingdom and would lead to a series of political and socioeconomic advantages. The reasons why I am in favor on Brexit are external relationships. Continued United European Union membership would have limited Britain's international influence, ruling out an independent seat in the World Trade Organization. Second, sovereignty. Britain will have greater control over its laws and regulations without the risk of counterintuitive European policies being imposed by force. Third, security. Some in Leave Camp believe that Britain's international security could benefit from full border controls, which it would hope to obtain outside the European Union. Fourth, money. European Union membership, thus running into the billions, could be reported and spent on the issues that matter most to people in the United Kingdom. Fifth, commerce. Membership in the European Union prevents Britain from fully capitalizing on trade with other major economies such as Japan, India, and the United States. Sixth, business. The European Union subjects Britain to slow in and the flexible red tape, making it more provided for smaller companies to do business. Seven, works. Improved global trade agreements and more selective immigration could have a positive effect on the British labour market. And finally, eight, consumer goods. European Union VAT contributions and farm subsidy policies cost United Kingdom consumers hundreds of pounds a year.
Okay, today I'm going to try to explain the disadvantage of Brexit situation. In order to explain that situation, I have that in this case, Britain imperialism has an important influence in these situations. Um, their, their influence contribute to in 2016 to the referendum of Brexit, and they contribute to political and economical situation inside to the United Kingdom. One disadvantage is about visa to work and study. That is important now because, how I say, Karen, for the European people who wants to work or live in the United Kingdom, it was not necessary to have a visa. And now with the Brexit, people from the Europe have to take a visa to work and study in the United Kingdom. Lots of workers, a lot of people who the immigration situation in the United Kingdom with the occasion of the Brexit go to their different countries that were born because they lost these words and they because the immigration situation in the United Kingdom contribute to loss they worked and they had to come to another countries, even in the in the Europe and other countries around the world. And about the financial services, the United Kingdom had important consequences because they had a loss in the workforce, and the the one important consequence is the supply shortages that they have now in the fuel and food, and that is important problem now in especially in cities like London, and many pets in good health conditions had to be sacrificed because they had problems in their transportations over the country, and is an important situation for the food supply. And it's important to economical impact that many companies had to cancel investments in the United Kingdom because the Brexit situation. And they is important because many companies decide not investments in the United Kingdom, and they could go to other countries in the European Union, and this affects to United Kingdom. And is about the sovereignty was one of the most important point for the referendum Brexit, because they want to recover their sovereignty, but it's not enough to cover all the situation of the immigration in this country, because if they close their borders, they affect their economy and their relations with the other countries in the European Union. And this the disadvantage of these situations.
Okay, so to conclude, we think the British could be a good idea, but not the way did it happened, because this brings change that affect both parts. The way we see it, maybe the conservative or productive side of the British played a bad trick, even with some of the consequence that they said it's because of the COVID-19. We think that also could be for the Brexit deal.
So I think that the migration is an important issue to take into account. That Alejandra says that the advantage to stay in the Brexit is that British have UK or already have an special level to migration, for example, like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and something like that. And I think that is good. So this is my point. Okay, so I think that is a good view to Brexit, and I want to um, say thank you to this meeting.
Thank you very much.